Hey, folks, welcome to Oliabo Experience Sunday night. Ashley, look at that. I had a comment to Adam. I don't know about me following you on this call, but for you brand new people, this is Gordon Morton, CEO, chairman of the board, and everything else that comes with Oliabo, the guy that had the great big idea that needs to treat it with respect and love, built it here and built it here. They built it twice. Ashley, our formulator, and all the other things that come. The one that tipped me over the edge. And when I looked at her, I went, if that's what this product will do, I'm all in, right? Remember that back in March. But I want you to think about, our core thing is the olive tree. In life, there are obstacles, there are adversities, and in nature, plants overcome adversities. They overcome stuff that makes it hard for them to, well, look at the olive tree. It lasts for thousands of years. Now, because of that, those properties that plant develops, when we are able to extract those properties and take them, they make a difference for us. So while Gordon shares the Oliabo experience, I want you to think about yourself. What is it that'll do for you? What do you want to change? What, you sick and tired of getting up and feeling stiff and sore? You sick and tired of being just too tired? You're sick and tired of continually getting sick with the latest thing that comes around? I want you to think about that. What can this do for me? What I want to do to change. Don't dwell on the bad things. Hey, this is going to happen for me and it's going to be great. And maybe as you go through this, if Gordon plays the bit and talks about his guitar a little bit, you might be able to think about how it maybe could change your standing with the bills and that weight on your shoulders. So, folks, the CEO of this company, Gordon, I'd sure like to turn it over to you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for taking time out. He's at home Sunday night.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Malcolm. I don't know what time it is there, but he's on the other side of the planet. Folks, if you notice his accent doesn't sound like mine. He is on an island in the Philippines. And I assume I've been asked this, Malcolm. I should ask you, are there other people that live on the island besides your family? And I think the answer is yes. It's not like you are on the whole. It's just you on the island, right? Okay, I've been asked.
Yeah, there are more.
Okay.
Where I live, Apo Vista Beach Park, there is 11 families. And it's quite a ways to the next lot. And it's 25 miles to the next town up there. So we kind of got this little bit of paradise to ourselves.
Thank you for clarifying that. Actually, I didn't know the answer, and I'd been asked more than once, so I said I promise I'd asked. Thanks for that beautiful intro, brother. We really appreciate you. And for those of you who just logged on, the announcement that was just made is that our wonderful host with the most tonight, Venti, which is he has 20K in volume, and I won't get into the granular details of the compensation plan, but let's just say that Malcolm did it rather quickly. And if you picked up on that introduction, he's not doing it from the middle of Manhattan with infrastructure all around him. He's doing it with, I think, look at his desk right here. You can see he's got a kind of cool set. He's got the same thing on his desk, same accessory as I do on his desk. Simplicity is everything. I'm not dressed like a CEO. I am in my office tonight, and I was planning on being home in time for this, maybe put on a different shirt, but it's ended up working late. So this is, you see what you see is what you get. I'm actually more casually dressed than Malcolm, who is on an island. And so anyway, I was just going to tell you, this product we're going to talk about very briefly tonight is based on a botanical known as the olive tree. You couldn't have teed it up any better, Malcolm. I found out this week, folks, the oldest thing that you can eat is an olive. There are olive trees. And let me clarify this. Okay, there's sharks in Greenland, apparently. They're 400 years old. And if you cared to eat them, you could eat that, right? But nobody wants to eat that. If you were to Google it, the oldest thing that produces like sustenance is an olive tree. There are olive trees between 2,500 and 5,000 years old. Google it. They still produce fruit. You can actually eat the fruit. You can actually make oil. They don't produce as much fruit as they did maybe when they were younger trees, but they're still producing. And why is this important? Because the actual tree itself is so resilient. It's one of the oldest growing organic things on the planet, and it creates its own protection from the wind, from the sun, from the harsh conditions that happen, and it happens to have a historic value in I guess a historic significance in our civilization. Think about this, folks. There are trees producing fruit that you can eat that are older than, ready for this, the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire. All right. That makes more sense to men. We all get obsessed with the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was eating fruit from olive trees that predated them. Does that make sense? So this thing has some value. Sometimes simplicity is the finest form of sophistication. I didn't say that. Leonardo da Vinci did. To break this down into the simplest of forms, um, you have the oldest probably known botanical that's been set aside for the healing of man. It happens to be one of the key secrets to something called the Mediterranean diet. Sono italiano, just a little aside, okay? Io mi chiamo Gordon Angelo, Roberto Morton, sono italiano, mia mamma era italiana. That's not important for anything other than the fact that in Italy, they take olive oil extremely seriously. I had an amazing mother. She appears on the package here with myself and my brother Joe. She owned a health food store in area called Orangeville, Ontario, Canada, in the late 70s and early 80s. She was kind of on the bleeding edge of health and nutrition. The irony is, in her health food store back then, by the way, the health food store, it's not like a GNC is today, where the people have uniforms and it looks very, corporate-y. It was an old school health food store where things smelled like patchouli and dirt and herbs. And but she didn't sell olive supplements in the store. Now, my mom was also certifiably anal retentive about the quality of olive oil that she brought in the house. She would make trips into downtown Toronto to these import stores to get the finest quality extra virgin olive oil because no self-respecting Italian is not going to spend on olive oil. Why is all that important? It's all important because the secret of the Mediterranean diet, one of the main secrets, is the fact that the average person in the Mediterranean regions, Italy, Greece, Spain, Portugal, etc., has anywhere between 15 and 20 liters of olive oil, high quality, in their diet every year. And you're saying, there's no way. That sounds not so. Yeah, Google it. Like an average person in the Mediterranean areas. In Italy, it's 14 liters a year of high quality extra virgin olive oil. My cousin is in our company and she's in Italy and she says, that's actually quite conservative. It takes into account lots of things, the variances on statistics. I am a pretty decent salesman, and I think that I'm pretty passionate about health and wellness, but I don't think I could convince an average American who consumes less than 1 liter of crappy olive oil a year. That's the problem we have in America. I don't know what it's like in Australia or the Philippines, but I think that is a Western world statistic that probably holds true with England, certainly does for Canada. And this statistic is the number that my brain kind of got fixated on. How do you take the main key of the Mediterranean diet and give it to a person living an American lifestyle and say, how do we make a difference in their life? Now, everything you eat from the time it goes from here to the time it gets to here, I won't get graphic, changes the way you feel. The faster you can do this, the better. This is as convenient as it gets. Inside of this product called Prima are these little packets that harness the power of the olive tree, nature's best known botanical, set aside for health and wellness. And so when we were putting this idea together, I said, let's assemble a little team. It's like that Avengers assemble. Any chance, Adam, that you have a slide with the executive team there that we could show?
Yeah,
We could brag on a little bit.
I'll start pulling it up.
Everybody needs a team. You can never do anything. Steve Jobs. Oh yeah, these guys did it themselves. No, they didn't. They had a team. And I have an amazing our executive team. One's on the line tonight. Ashley. Actually, two. Adam's on this one too. Adam and Ashley. And I have a great supporting cast here. I'm the CEO. That's a big, long title. It essentially means that in this hierarchy, I am the one that is responsible for this thing, coming to market. And I kind of take that seriously. I've got a great partner, my brother Joe. You see him a couple of slides over there. And he's my little brother. I've got Ashley on the line, Adam, and we'll you'll hear from those guys in the coming weeks. But I was going to do something here. Adam, if you don't mind, I would like to share my slides for a second to talk about the promotion that we had. Let me see if I can
Go
do
for it.
this. All right. All right. The date. So we had something, folks, before I go too much further, because I know there's folks that are tuning in to find out. We had a promotion in the last 30 days called the Double Up. The Double Up was the highest number of recruits that people could put in their organization in the course of the month. And I get the wonderful chance of announcing the winners tonight. I realized something, Malcolm, that was what you were alluding to right before the call when I said, congratulations on 20K. By the way, for the folks that this is a recap, the top enroller for the month of February received, in addition to their bonuses, they will receive $2,000. $2,000. I've been quoted now as, I think it's funny, growing up in Canada, there's a phrase that people say, that's better than a kick in the eye with a frozen muckluck. Now that is the weirdest, so better than a kick in the eye with a frozen boot. So $2,000. Who doesn't want $2,000? Second prize, $1,000. Third prize, 500. And then you see 4th through 10, there are some very cool one-of-a-kind special prizes. So I know that's a lot of blah, 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 freaking blah. I know you just want to find out the winners. And we've been showing the leaderboard as we go. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here are the contest winners. And hats off to Ray. Ray had predicted Nigel to pull it off. Nigel, Monique, Stone, Bobby, Roberta. Oh my gosh, congratulations all the way down. David, Liddy, Malcolm, brother, you're on every list right now. Christopher and Debbie. I think that's pretty dang cool. Big hats, pat on the back out of petty cash to you folks from the company. I think that it's kind of neat that there's a guy on there, number 6 position, David. And if it's the David I'm thinking of, he also worked with my parents and when we were younger. Folks, I also get to make another announcement. I'm going to do this quick. I'm calling this the double double. We're going to do it for one more month. People kind of got the little passion for it. It became like a foot race at the end, and I don't want to disappoint anybody, so we're going to do it again. In Canada, there's a chain called Tim Hortons, and they have the way that you order a coffee is a double double. I want to bore you with the details, and so I thought we're going to do it again, double double. Period of time between now through the end of March. The same rules apply, and yeah, that's it. Quick capsule summary. I hope that's well received. That was put together pretty quickly. And yeah, I think cash is fantastic in this regard. People always say cold, hard cash like it's bad. I think cash is neither cold nor hard. I have it in my pocket and it's soft and it's warm and it goes with the color of everybody's eyes. So we're going to give some more away in the next 30 days. 30 days? 30 days. There you go, folks. One last thing in the way of promotion tonight. The big step ahead. Everything you have been seeing to the point of 3/11/2026, everything you've been seeing has been our attempt to crack the door and let you see what it's like to start a company. And I got to say, God bless the great people on this call and the patient folks like Malcolm and Ray and I see the whole list there all the way down of the people that did the Double Up campaign. We have been building this thing with the very intent purpose of making a dent in this planet, a dent so big, oh my goodness gracious, you want to take your shoes off and wiggle your toes right now if you could see the world through my eyes on what you're going to see on 3/11/2026. So if there's one thing I can do on the call tonight is I'm going to put one big thing forward for you, and that's a date. Put 3/11/2026. There are things in there, and I'll tell you, Malcolm has a pretty good finger on the pulse of the company. I think, Malcolm, you get information faster than anybody, and you're pretty dang good at it, brother. There was a time that you saw something I put on a slide early on, boom, boom, and it was only up there for a second, and you were on it like white on rice. Like I realize how quick you are. There are surprises though that we have been holding. We've been putting like little hiding in a little thing. I put everybody pricked their fingers and made a blood oath. We can't let this out. So 3/11/2026, all will be revealed. I believe it's a Wednesday. Ashley, is that correct? Yes.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. Yep.
We had a very,
Well,
very technical. I'm gonna just do this last little riff and then I'm gonna turn to Ashley. You definitely want to hear from her. She's much more fun to talk to than I am. But folks, when we were putting this thing together, I am excited with the white hot intensity of 1,000 suns about what is about to happen to our little industry. Our industry, this wonderful industry of nutritionals, has needed what I believe is a colonic. And I stopped saying that at the beginning, and Malcolm's like, "You should say that again. The industry needs an enema." And I was like, "It does need an enema. It needs an enema. It's been emotionally constipated for a while. And the human brain is drawn towards clarity. And our industry went away from clarity. And we are in a competition for communication in the minds of the consumer out there. And people are sick and tired, as Malcolm said, of being sick and tired. They're also sick and tired of being, I don't know, disappointed by the big mouth promises of their boss and their coworkers and maybe the things that we were told are the way a company should behave. I hope to break some of those norms here. We do. This company, my company, Malcolm's company, Ashley's company, Adam's company, our company, everybody on the line is about to be a company that's going to make a very, very significant difference on this planet. So that sounds a little bit more, I don't know, bigger than I expected to go tonight on this one, but I'm kind of a little bit stoked. There's a reason why I'm still at the office late on a Sunday night. I will say this, though, before I turn it to Ashley, that gratitude. I always try to lead with and start and finish with gratitude that this company has made a commitment to have an attitude of gratitude. And that is that we try to always express gratitude for everybody. You guys, I don't miss a beat. I'm telling you what, all the folks out there, you can hear my voice that are listening. Mimo, the input you give me about the bottles of Flex, that what happens when they fall over, the input that we get about the delivery times that somehow get faster to Malcolm than they do to Ray in Florida. Everything, we track it all. We stat out everything. You would be surprised. This desk is nothing. It's numbers, and we're going to take all those numbers and they're going to be coming together on 3/11. So that being said, I probably forgot all kinds of things, but I will tell you 3/11, it will be very, very slick and it's all going to come together. So that's it. Ashley always said, "How do I finish a presentation?" And I was like, "I just say the end, Ashley." This young lady has been, I think, Ashley, 19 years we worked together, I believe, 18, 19 years.
yeah.
And that seems almost impossible. If you look at Ashley, you're like, how could this possibly be? Was she 4 when she started to work with you? I'm like, no, actually, Ashley looks extremely young. There's a reason why Ashley is the one that spearheaded our skincare routine. But Ashley and I spent several years also in the entertainment business working on making independent movies. We made 3 of them, and Ashley was in charge of dealing with SAG, something called SAG, the Screen Actors Guild. So you can see this person right here. She has an amazing passion for skincare, but she also has a head for details. So Ashley Brown, certified skincare specialist. You want to share for a few minutes? Go ahead and tease. You asked me before.
Yes.
If you can tease.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tease them about what's going to happen.
Okay, thank you, Gordon. Isn't he the best? Seriously, this is what I get to work with every day. It's like this every day, and I love it so much.
Stop. Seriously.
Okay, so I want to first talk about Flex. I always have props with me, but so this is Flex. It's a topical recovery oil. And if you guys haven't used it before, what you do is put it on your sore muscles, joints, and within a few minutes, you should feel some relief. I'm trying to keep everything, under wraps and not say too much. But if you haven't tried it, try it. We're getting a lot of people having testimonials and images from Flex, and we're really wanting to put you guys on our website and really get your voices out there. So if you have any images, anything you want to say that, that you're comfortable sharing with us, can you send it to, what did we decide? Support@oliabo.com. Yeah. So support@oliabo.com. And we'd love to just feature you on our website. Um, Anyways, so I have one more thing to say, and it's regarding 311. I'm not going to tell you what it is because me and Gordon, what is it, 30 seconds before this call, we're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. All right, I can do it, right?
No, go ahead. Whatever.
Okay.
Like, Ashley,
Okay.
I actually got imagery, but I'm not going to.
No,
That
we
was what
can't.
I said I'm not going to do.
We
No.
can't say it.
No.
311. I don't know a time yet. And when we do, we'll let you know. We are launching a new product, and you have to be there to see what it is, like everyone else. So we're really excited to show you this new product. It's going to be there, and it's going to be great. You guys are going to love it. Honestly, it's exciting.
And she's not lying. I'm actually outside of the camera right here. I'm actually holding it in my hand, and she knows that I am. I'm not lying. I'm at the office for a reason, but it's pretty dang cool. Ashley, you would think Ashley looks like she's 17. We have these fun things where people are like, I need somebody to sign for this. I'm sorry. Do you have ID? Are you above 18? Are you an adult? Okay. I'm not out in your age, Ashley. You look really young for some ridiculously
nice.
great reasons. Like, you have an amazing routine, and Ashley's little skincare routine is, it's part of our secret that we're going to launch. Can I say that? You cool with that, Ashley?
I think you did. Yeah.
I just did. I'm the CEO.
You can do what you want. Yeah.
You guys, if you are tuning in, Ashley, thank you. By the way, I'm not cutting you off. Are you done?
No, I'm done. The end.
Okay, you have to do that. So I was going to say, folks, if this is the first time that you're tuning in to one of these calls, okay, this is a very informal. We decided that we're going to have an informal formality on Sunday nights until 311 when that thing hits. I am so thrilled. I got like hosts like Malcolm. And Malcolm doesn't like when I tell people that I call it a faux hawk. What was your word that you called your haircut, Matt? You called it something other than the faux hawk.
Kind of like the Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders. There you go, brother.
For all the Aussies on the call, when the boys came back from the war, it's called a short back and sides. You shave around the back and the sides, you leave the top long.
I love it, brother. It's smooth. I'm a child of the 80s. It looks cool. I was going to say thank you to Malcolm on this one, folks. If you tune in on 311, we'll keep you posted on Sunday night. We may maybe give a little tease next Sunday. Ashley, we'll figure it out, you and I on that one. But and by the way, Adam, thank you, Adam. Can I ask you, are there any housekeeping notes that we got to do because between now and next Sunday, I just want to make sure that we're getting information out.
No, a couple things. We did start sending out text messages. So if you got the email inviting you to this call, there is a link in there for you to opt into the text messages. We promise we're not going to bug you with text messages. These are specifically for promotional material. So whenever we're doing promotions, or if we want you to jump onto a call with us, that's when we're going to use the texting system. Kind of when we want to make sure that we're reaching out to individuals on a basis where we want to be specific with our messaging. But we always send the emails out before all of the calls, so those will continue. In addition, there's a lot of questions in the chat here about 311 and what time. We'll solidify a time. It'll likely be our normal 2 or 3 p.m., but let us solidify a time and we'll get that to you guys out as soon as possible for that March 11th discussion. That's one you're not going to want to miss. So get everybody to come to that call because there's going to be some exciting announcements. Own your own life, Gordon. There's a couple of questions on that.
Yes.
If you don't mind, I'll just give kind of an update. People are asking about the cards. That's something that we're working on right now is the Own Your Own Life cards. And so for those of you who aren't aware of what that is, Gordon's got it in his hand there. Own Your Own Life. You flip it over, there's a QR code. That QR code is going to take you specifically to a video that's kind of an introductory video so that when you're talking to somebody, you can simply hand them a card and say, scan this QR code, and you'll find out a little bit more about what I'm talking about. So we're working on those, and those are going to be specific to you. They're going to go to your replicated website. And so it'll be nice because you can hand it out and know that anyone you're handing that card to is going to be sent back to you as their sponsor if they enroll and if they place an order. So I think that's it. Those were the things that we were seeing come into the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. And I will tell you, folks, one of the things that you'll be seeing on 311, we keep promoting, this little card is a beautiful bridge between the old, beautiful, romantic world of paper and ink that I still love. I think there's still a great deal of power to that. That little card, though, leads you into the world of these dangerous devices that are amazing, that actually can do a lot of the heavy lifting. You're talking, there's topics that will make so easy as of 311. One is how to discuss business. One is how to discuss product. Like, imagine all these conversations we've been having the last few months condensed down into something like this. And the best way I'll leave you with this little kind of analogy about Malcolm and I. The first time Malcolm and I talk, the very first time, Malcolm, Malcolm's get a little bit like me. The topics will go all over, but we eventually end up at the same conclusion place. And we were talking about the movie industry, and Malcolm has a fascinating story about sharing some time. It was down okay, can I drop names? You were talking about like Tom Cruise, and there was a discussion about the Viper Room down in LA, and we were talking about the entertainment industry. And I made several movies, and I was talking to him at the time over the last few years. They're little independent movies, but every movie is a very complicated thing to make. Even the crappiest movie is a very complicated thing to make. It's a piece of art that involves, it's like a startup. You got hundreds of people on a cast. You have a pre-production, you have a script, and it's written and rewritten and rewritten and rewritten. And then on the set, you shoot production. Ashley's getting gas right now, just thinking of this process, right? And you shoot for 3 weeks. You have about 3 weeks to shoot everything. 6 days you shoot, and you have like 12-hour days because SAG specifies when you can, how long you can work. And then you're done with that. And then you go into something, folks, movies are made in post-production. It's what happens when a movie is done shooting and you edit and edit and edit, and you make people sad because you're like, I have to cut out your favorite line to my actor friends, and I have to anger the writer because I have to take out a line of this. It's because you edit down to the best material. And then you put a date on a map and you say, this is the date. It's the premiere, and we have to be done. And Ashley and I got to share a few moments where our movies premiered, and you stand there and the stanchions are there and everybody comes and the premiere happens, and you have a drop dead deadline where things have to be done. And that is our premiere, 311. We've been working towards this. Thankfully, you folks have been patient watching us in post-production. It's been kind of exciting process. I wanted you to see it. I wanted everybody to see it. This is our company, folks. It's going to be pretty dang good. And by the way, the premiere, it's not always perfect. Remember when we launched like Christmas Project 2, Ashley, and they were like, oh, there's still a microphone in that shot. You get to fix it before it goes streaming, but you get to see the movie, right? And it's pretty cool. So 311 is our premiere, man. That's it. That's the best way I can do it. It's the only way I can be able to kind of vocalize what we've been up to the last few months. And folks, I think we got a hit. I don't know. I can feel it, man. I don't know about you guys, but that's it. That's about okay. I've been told once somebody gave me this compliment, you are the most professional, unprofessional speaker I have ever met. And I was like, I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. I've never taken a public speaking class in my life. I've never taken a CEO class in my life. I love what I do. I love it. I'm here because I love what I do. And Malcolm, you're badass, brother. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you are amazing. And the first time I met you, I was like, whoa, I found a kindred spirit. So thank you for hosting tonight. And I will let you finish where we started off. Maybe you can send us off with something.
Sure. You remember in that movie talk, which you didn't just cover right now, after it's all said and done in the premiere, there's that distribution. That's a huge part of it. And card game to
Huge.
do with distribution of the movie. You folks are the distribution of what's going to happen on March 11th. We're the distribution for this company. And I want you to, I just thought about that. And I'll give you a little hint. What great leaders. Gordon, man, we are so lucky to have a captain at the helm of this ship like you. It's like we belong. It's a family. It's easygoing. But behind all that, right, behind what you see with Gordon, there's a focus. There's a path that he knows. He knows the outcome of this before we even got there. Ray talks about that. He knows the outcome of this. So you may be right now here in your life, right? The distribution. I'm not so sure. I talked about the plant itself overcoming adversities. Maybe you've got some adversities to overcome. Maybe life's a little heavy, right? I talk about that a lot. This can solve some of those problems. And so, goals, people talk about a goal of this much a month or that much a month. Yeah, a good goal that I've found that works for a lot of people is I don't want to be there. I don't want to be at that point that I'm at or where I just was, or I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be worrying about my bills. I'm going to make a goal that does not happen. And where's that come from? Power. Be Premio by the end of June, you're going to Italy. Be Premio and do a little more, and you're going to have $1,000 airfare towards it. Be Premio and a little bit more like Ray already did, and you're going to have $2,000. It comes from power. Power inside you, power inside your business. Think about that. Power is an agent. You take that, I don't want it, you get angry at, I don't want to be sick and tired. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be chasing this. I want to be focused. You take that, and it's a power that you got, and it's a force, right? And you can't deny that force, but it's a sad reality. A lot of people, they don't realize that power's inside of them, and it could be unleashed to be a business of your life, paddling a wave. I love surfing. We're going to catch this wave together today. But you know why it remains hidden? Because someone tried to convince you years ago, right? They said it's not in there. It's not for you. And you accepted it. You thought, I'm going to be powerless. You lower your experiences. That's not what it's about. You see, you allowed your power to be buried by other people's words, naysayers, low expectation, negative thinking. It's not the truth. Here's the truth. That power's inside of you. I want you to think about one thing. Nigel Lau, 4 Thursdays ago at 4:00 in the morning, I was having a little prayer to God saying, man, I'm really thankful for what happened. And then I thought to myself, God, it'd be really good if I could do something. Not thinking about my business. He already knows about what's going to happen. It'd be really good if I could help somebody out. I hadn't heard from Nigel in probably 2 decades. And at 4:30, you know that, I start my day 4:30 at my desk. And at 4:33, there was a Facebook message from Nigel. I'm like, oh, good golly gosh. So I called him. I didn't text back. I called him and asked him what was going on. He told me he just got back from northern Pakistan. I went, you in northern Pakistan? That's not a very good place to be. And he told me he was in northern Pakistan on a mission because Nigel's a pastor. And he was on a mission. And I went, wow, good for you. He shared a little story about some serious, serious danger. And I said, hold that thought, just like you say to your brother, Gordon, hold that thought. I got something for you. I know how we can fund your next mission. Well, on Saturday afternoon, I might get a little emotional here. He doesn't know it. I'm pretty good at being a stoic face. I had these big crocodile tears run down my cheek because Nigel worked his butt off for less than a month here to get that $2,000 and to build a team of 50 odd people, and to go and make it where it's going to be great for all of them down the road. And he booked his flight with a friend of his to go back and finish that mission that didn't get done. So, Oliabo allows stuff like that. How did he do it? Power. He knew he had the power, and he has that potential. And it's an everyday, and it's relentless. He talks about just one little thing every day. I talk about it. Single daily action. Potential for winning. It's daily. It's unlimited. It's relentless. It means you got the power and you're able to do it. And it's on demand. Anytime you want to win at anything, you can win at it. You can do it in your business. And you know what? When you win on demand, I mentioned this to our Zoom the other night, you're a future millionaire, right? You're on focus to be a future millionaire. That power inside you has got to be activated. You need a vehicle to do it. Oliabo, you got it. You already have the power to win your business. And to win your business, you've had it. It was created in you. You just got to make that. What is it, Gordon? Decision. Remember, you asked me about that one. You must make that decision. You turn it on, you turn it up, you let that power, and guess what will happen? It'll start focusing you and you'll hit hyper success. And you won't realize you got it. And when that happens, people look at you. They'll see that power. They see it radiating from you. And you don't even have to say it. They'll know you're going to go to the top. They know nothing exists that's in between you. So increase the power in your skill set, increase the power in your impact, increase the power in your focus. Because if you increase that power, your actions, you'll release that potential where you win every day. Just be relentless a little every day. Expect to win, demand to win, expect nothing less in your business. And when you realize that power, that force, that success, and it's radiating from you, it's going to take down anything that's in front of you that's trying to stop you. So I tell you what, let's paddle into this wave of success because, you know, you already are. You got $1 million business. You got $1 million lifestyle. So let's paddle into a wave of extraordinary and reach that impossibility you don't think you got. And, you know, thank you for it's Sunday night, folks. You all took a lot of time to come here on a Sunday night. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Ashley, my sweet man, when I met Ashley, I went, if that's what this product does for you, I'm all in. We all want to look younger. That's why I have this haircut, Gordon. And I
You're
know
so
come
kind to me.
March, I have an idea. Come March, we're all going to get a chance to even look younger again. So see you guys on the go round. There's lots of team calls out there. Stay close and you will go far. Thank you again for being on the call. Folks, send some love to Gordon and Ashley, taking the time out. Look, Gordon's an owner and he's still at the office at 9 o'clock in Utah time.
You're the best. You guys, thank you so much. Everybody, have the best week of your life. We'll see you next Sunday. Cheers, Malcolm. Blessings, brother.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. See ya.